Bulabinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selena, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, PM says AG to be his right hand in elections. Final warning for beach timber exporters. And millions lost due to premature deaths.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama says the implementation of the legislative agenda announced by President Major General retired Chochi Kondrote last week will be key to Fiji's continued economic growth. The PM was responding to the President's address at the opening of the 2017-2018 Parliament session. Maggie Boyle reports.
Honour to open this session of Parliament.
Commending the President and making assurances that the Fiji First government will implement his agenda.
We will bring more opportunity into the lives of our people. We will grow every Fijian's role in our development, and as we are projected to record our 9th consecutive year of economic growth, that agenda will ensure that prosperity reaches every corner of our islands.
The PM also extolling the importance of Fiji's presidency of COP23.
We need to jolt the industrialized world into action to reduce carbon emissions and spare us the worst effects of climate change. That is why I've asked, given the extreme threat we face, that we not make our presidency a political issue.
Meanwhile, the Leader of Government and Parliament moved a motion to reinstate 18 bills to the House for action.
Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Bill 2016, the Community-Based Corrections Bill 2016, the Information Bill 2016.
Other bills before the House include the Code of Conduct Bill, reform of the Sugarcane Industry Bill and the Sugarcane Growers Fund Bill. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has cleared any doubt that he will contest next year's elections as leader of the Fiji First Party. Speaking in Parliament today, the PM also teased the opposition, saying they lack team dynamics.
I will lead Fiji First into the election next year, and my right hand, our Honourable Attorney General and Minister for Economy, will be by my side. United by our passion for our people, united by our patriotism, and united in our belief in the great potential of our nation.
The Prime Minister says they will prevent Fiji from taking a step back into the past.
Of loyalty to Team Fiji, 10 years of progress and 10 years of sound and effective financial management, together we are going to keep Fiji moving forward. We are going to keep us united as one nation and one people.
The opposition today criticised, questioned and raised queries and concerns against the government on their service delivery for the past 3 years. Some of the points raised were on the 2013 Constitution, review of the electoral process, as well as government initiatives. Akosita Tale has more.
Opposition MP Moses Mbulitavu called for a review of the 2013 Constitution, saying it needs to be approved by the elected Parliament and all Fijians.
If the 2013 Constitution was not passed by Parliament, a body elected of members collectively representing the voters and inhabitants of Fiji, then it is not legitimate. And if the 97 Constitution was not amended by a Parliament, then the presumption that it remains unimpugnated until pronounced otherwise in court. How then can we boldly say that the 2013 Constitution is our Constitution?
William Ngavoka claims the people of Momi and Ambila in Singatoka lost millions of dollars when the government abolished arrangements with Tavarua, who was paying them for using their reefs to surf. He adds Ngolingoli owners of Liku Liku receive no lease and no revenue from the operation of overwater bungalows as the government doesn't allow the leasing of reefs.
Madam Speaker, this is critical. If indeed Daito don't own the Ngolingoli and the state owns it, then the state, as part of its duty of care to Daito should lease the Ngolingoli to the operator and protect the lease for the Ngolingoli owners. That is a duty of care.
Opposition leader Rote Mumukepa says their criticism isn't based on the president's speech, but the policies and programs of the government of the day.
Any government, in addressing service issues, and this is supported by the opposition, whether it is in rural, remote, urban areas, because this is something that every government should do, because the sacred act of governance lies in serving the people by improving on the quality of services, which has been implemented by every previous government.
Despite the usual criticism and disapprovals in the House, opposition MP Joseph Andula Kiverata raised a brighter mood in the House.
I wish every member of this House good luck in the next general election. Some of us may wish to retire, but for those that will contest the election and return, I hope that you will remain in your side of the House.
As he wished all the MPs well in the next election, even if they switch sides. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
Beach timber exporters have been warned to clear any leftover stock they may be keeping within 2 months from today. Fisheries Minister Semi Koroi Lavesao says this will be a grace period for the exporters as they will be putting a ban on collecting these sea creatures from November. Savaira Tumbo reports.
A ban on exporting these sea cucumbers was implemented 2 months ago. However, it was not being followed. Now the Fisheries Ministry is extending the grace period for another 2 months, but warns this will be the final extension.
There was a lot of complaints by the exporters that they had stock in their stores that they needed to clear because they had used finance to buy from the local fishermen.
The action is necessary so that we can achieve the Sustainable Development Goal 14, which is life underwater. The initiative has been welcomed by Fijians as the beach dimmer stock is depleting day by day.
The initiative put in place by the Fisheries Ministry is a good one, and we all should support it if we want more stock of beach dimmer in our waters in the days to come.
I believe it's a good idea and we must follow it for the benefit of our future generation.
Fiji made 17 voluntary commitments at the recent Oceans Conference. One of these is stopping the export of beach dimmer so that these sea creatures can repopulate. Exporters who will not comply with the ban after 2 months will be fined. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
The Health and Medical Services Ministry has revealed that rheumatic heart disease costs the government almost $12 million each year. RHD Technical Advisor Dr. Saini Merimbolonduandua says 60 people suffering from this condition die every year, resulting to a loss in productivity. Shireen Shivan reports.
Most RHD deaths occur in children and working-age adults, and it impacts our economy in the long run.
If you break it down to a patient, it was something like 5,500 per patient per year.
Rheumatic heart disease is a lifelong condition in which permanent damage to heart valves is caused by rheumatic fever.
Two major contributing factors to a kid getting rheumatic fever. This is mainly due to poor hygiene and poor sanitation.
18-year-old Buli Wainingolo is living with RHD. She was diagnosed in 2010. Recently, she participated in the hibiscus pageant to raise awareness as many Fijians remain unaware about this condition.
Just discard it off as a sore throat, or it'll just come and go, so we just let it be until that year. Then it was confirmed.
According to the Health Ministry's online database, more than 4,000 people have been diagnosed with RHD. Shireen Shivan, FBC News.
Faizul Arif Ali has been appointed the Governor of the Reserve Bank for a term of 5 years. Ali was appointed by President Major General retired Chiochi Kondrote in accordance with the Constitution. The appointment was made on the advice of the Constitution Office Commission during a meeting in Suva today. The Commission considered all applications as well as results of the interviews conducted and gave their recommendation to the President. Still to come, Mboa told to look to the future in resources management and policy implementation critical to food industry. Stay with us.
O tikongona tau na singatoka ando talitaka na wakaronga ng Bula FM number 2 na serre.
Ya dora subuni kurna bili. Ibora ni batu karahan para binaranga. Do talitakina na wakaronga ng Bula FM number 2 NSR. Bula!
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Non-communicable diseases are one of the major challenges confronting our health system. This was noted in Parliament by Minister for Health Rosie Akbar. Akbar says NCDs lead to a decrease in life expectancy, which in turn affects the nation's development. She said the relentless growth in NCDs can be stopped and even reversed if each one of us take responsibility of our health.
For the first time, we may find that our children's lives are on average shorter than ours. That would be a tragedy, and it is one which each one of us must play a part in avoiding.
Villagers in the district of Kumbulau in Boa are now well versed with how to sustain and manage their natural resources for their future generation. A one-week training was conducted for the villagers at Kilaka village. Eleanor Rangaivu reports.
Closing a week-long sustainable forest training in Kilaka, lead facilitator Marioni Rokodau stressed an important point for villagers in the Kumbulau district.
I have only one request with regards to protecting your resources. Before you do anything, think of your future generation. The consequences of your actions now will affect them.
The main objective of the training is to help resource owners understand and know the importance of their resources and its sustainability to improve their livelihood and food security.
I have stressed to the participants that first they must learn to love and respect themselves and their vunua. When this is done, then only can they learn to respect and protect their resources. It starts from home.
One of the main concerns raised by the participants during the training is the unnecessary burning of their forests.
We'll be working closely with the Boa Provincial Council in terms of stopping this illegal fire or illegal burning within the Tikina.
41 individuals from the 11 villages in Kumbulau were participants of the training. Eleanor Rangaivu, FBC News.
At a workshop in Suva today, private industry and government ministries approved an outline for a food and nutrition security policy that will be referred to Cabinet for approval. Agriculture Minister Nia Seruratu told those present they must be committed to implementing the new policy.
With involvement comes commitment. Agriculture Minister Seruratu said the policy to protect food and nutrition for the public will only be successful if it is effectively applied.
We in Fiji have got very good documents, but when it comes to the implementation, when it comes to the monitoring and evaluation of such documents, we always fail. But I hope that this is not going to be one of those documents.
The minister challenged the private sector and various government ministries to support the new policy.
I challenge all of you. Involvement brings commitment. You are involved. This is your document. This is our document. But let's be committed in the implementation of this document so that it becomes a success.
Health Minister Rosie Akbar says all stakeholders have a role to play in ensuring the public's good health and hygiene.
Whether you are here today as a representative of government, a civil society, faith-based organization or even a private sector, you have a big part to play in ensuring that our people across the country enjoy adequate supplies of wholesome and nutritious food, and that they have the knowledge to guide their choices.
The Food and Security Policy and Framework, which was validated earlier today, will be taken to Cabinet for endorsement and the subsequent allocation of necessary funds for its implementation. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
The Office of the Prime Minister has today signed a grant agreement with the Rambi Island Council. Each year, the PM's office allocates $155,000 to the administrator of Rambi. Council leader Karia Christopher has been given this role to ensure that the council runs smoothly with great accountability of the funding given today. The Fiji Cancer Society received its first corporate-sponsored vehicle today. The vehicle donated by ASCO Motors will assist the society in their daily operations. The vehicle will ease the burden of transportation for patients and help the Cancer Society create awareness on the benefits of early detection.
We have a transfer program that we run on a daily basis to bring patients to the hospital for chemotherapy. So this will help ease that burden as well of transportation.
With Jamie, calls made for boxers to register with Fiji Boxing Commission, but up next is Rachel with business.
Thank you, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Vodafone adds another to retail chain. And in growing Fiji, more steps taken towards affordable housing. Stay with us.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकु रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेफ्रिकी से। मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन टकटाबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
Welcome back. Leading business tonight, Vodafone Fiji has added another outlet to their retail chain with the official opening of the Vodafone Tapu City shop in Lautoka. The company says the new outlet will give its customers a premium experience as they can now get a feel of the latest devices through the smart table display. The new outlet is the latest of 11 premium shops around the country.
Vodafone has been having our presence here since inception, so over a decade we have been serving our customers, and we thought it's high time to open our doors to serve you even more better with another experience center here.
Time for Savanatha to join us with the latest from the stock market.
Good evening. Let's look at the South Pacific Stock Exchange market wrap from last week. 5 securities were traded, totaling to 12,746 shares in 11 transactions, accumulating to $36,294. The 5 securities were Atlantic and Pacific Packaging Company, Amalgamated Telecom Holdings, Paradise Beverages, VB Holdings, and Fijian Holdings. There was one price gain last week. Paradise Beverages Limited rose 2 cents to conclude the week at $12.52. There was one price drop. ATH finished the week down 5 cents, closing at $1.80. The market capitalization has decreased from the previous week by 1.25%. And that's our South Pacific Stock Exchange market news right now. Back to you, Rachel.
Thank you for the update, Savanathan. On to today's exchange rates and foreign currencies in the Fijian dollar. As you can see, there was a general increase across the index today as the Fijian dollar strengthened against the Chinese yuan, the American dollar and the Australian dollar to close at 3.16, 48 cents and 60 cents, while it weakened against the New Zealand and Japanese yen to close at 66 cents and 15.198. As for the commodities market, a drop across the index as we start the week with oil prices closing at $47.56 a barrel. Gold closed at $1,347 an ounce, and silver followed suit, closing at $18.2 per ounce. And in growing Fiji tonight, confidence in the investment market is growing day by day, and this has been made evident by the increase in the demands for affordable housing. The Housing Authority of Fiji is venturing into new projects to cater for the demands, while at the same time becoming a one-stop shop for its customers. Here's more. If you've bought land from the Housing Authority and have the appropriate finance, your home can be constructed within 6 months.
That will be providing land as well as house, complete package to our customers.
Securing a reliable contractor is becoming an issue for many, and now the Housing Authority has decided to step in.
So what was happening that first of all, there few contractors, they ask for more money, and their timelines are also not confirmed. They keep on asking for extension due to various reasons. And then quality is also not there, what we want. So we want to provide value for money to Fijians. So for that purpose, we took initiative.
The land and construction of a house will cost an average of $90,000 to $100,000. This is in line with government's initiative to make home ownership affordable.
In fact, they were in the business of subdividing land and constructing building. Unfortunately, some years back, they had put a stop to it, and I have asked the board to revisit on this once again, and I'm happy that they have come up with a plan now.
This construction arm is expected to create close to 100 job opportunities. And that's business this evening. Now to the latest in sports. Here's Jamie.
Thanks, Rachel, and good evening. In sports tonight, Fiji and Rua gaining momentum. And basketball, Fiji tries out something new. Details after the break.
Bula, kera mai singa toka, kera ndo tali taka na varorong na radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Usi kami na sa mutikola, ndo tali taka na radio Fiji 1 kina domoy viti.
Kaya ko sila tali, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu tali taki yang gitu Venezuela, nagudurong varorong na radio Fiji 1 na domoy viti.
Na radio Fiji 1 na domoy viti na bonga ni BNN.
The Fiji Airways and Rua side is expected to draw a huge crowd when they play New South Wales in the National Rugby Championship this week at Lawanga Park, Singatoka.
Team making moment on Saturday, team playing in Lawanga Park. You will note that we've spread out the games. Our 4 home games, one is playing in Lawanga and 2 in the stadium and 1 in Churchill Park, just to allow our fans to come down and support the team. And we were just calling on the fans. To come down in large numbers.
The Toulon versus Toulouse match in T14 rugby this morning saw Fijian rugby heroes Joshua Tuisova and Semi Kunatani going head-to-head. They were playing in different positions on opposite sides. The Bus and the Beast couldn't get enough of each other, making for some explosive rugby action. Toulon was eventual winners 20-16, but fans on both sides were treated to a great show. The Vodafone Fiji Under-20 side lost to Chile 15 points to 13 in the 5th place playoff at the World Rugby Trophy competition this morning. First Light Taviuni team captain Lemeki Tulele is targeting a return to the national 7th squad to be part of the Rugby World Cup next year. He is currently focused on the upcoming Central Coast Sevens and hopes to impress national selectors in due time. Christian Rita Omanu has more.
Tulele wants to return to the Fiji 7th squad after his sterling performances at the Coral Coast Sevens and Singapore Sevens. Meanwhile, Tulele today was named the Huawei brand ambassador.
And I would like to thank Huawei for the opportunity to represent not only myself but my team.
The company provided $35,000 in sponsorship to boost for the Raka Sevens tournament in November.
Raka Sevens tournament and also Kinton Global. I would like to thank you, the Huawei team, in believing in this tournament, what it stands for and the goals we're trying to achieve by it.
A prize of $25,000 awaits the winner.
We look forward to working together with Mr. Lemeki on this tournament and also in possibly future events in taking our Huawei brand across sports events.
The Raka Sevens tournament takes place on November 24th and 25th at the ANZ Stadium in Suva. Christian Rita Aumanu, FBC Sports.
Team Fiji to the 5th Asian Indoor and Martial Arts Games in Turkmenistan presented the Eta Tau at Barn House this afternoon. In its debut at the Games, Fiji will be represented in 4 sports: athletics, swimming, tennis and weightlifting. The competition will be held from the 17th to the 27th of this month. While receiving the Eta Tau, President Major General retired Chochi Konrote reminded the athletes that such a prestigious event is a great opportunity to prove themselves and showcase the nation on an international stage.
We'll be competing for top honors and with the hope of doing their countries proud. This is a significantly high number of countries, but I am confident that our 41-member delegation representing athletics, swimming, tennis and weightlifting, we are well and truly prepared and ready.
Basketball Fiji hosted a 3-on-3 competition at the Fiji Games over the weekend. The decision to use the 3-on-3 format at this year's Games are in line with its development plans and aim to qualify for the 2020 Olympics in the alternative format of the sport. Vastil Prasad with the details.
Basketball Fiji will put extra focus on the 3-on-3 format of the game from this year. The new version could give them a chance to play in the Olympic Games in the future.
Basketball Fiji is quite excited of the new initiative.
Obviously, there's a lot of ground to cover, but this is all part of our 4 to 5 year plan towards the 2020 Olympics.
The sporting body had a 3-day competition during the Fiji Games, and the players responded to it well.
We're quite excited with how the players have adapted to the new code, and it's just another opportunity for other players who do not make it in our traditional code, which is 5-on-5. They might excel in this the new format.
For the teams, playing 3-on-3 was interesting and easy to adapt.
We will try and revive basketball. It's less, you don't use the full court, so it's less, it's basically like Fiji Sevens. Sevens game for rugby, for basketball.
Basketball Fiji is expected to select a men's and women's squad for future international meets. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The Boxing Commission of Fiji is calling on all professional boxers and officials to get registered with them. Speaking on FBC TV's Vodafone Sports Lounge show, Commission Chair Sarah Mbulatini says this will make it easy for them to organize fights for the boxers. Mbulatini adds that the call is not only for boxers who take part in promotions, but any boxer can register.
Whoever's out there, we are calling for them to get registered so we can work on the ratings, we can put them in our database. So in the next program, we will try our best to have new boys coming into the program. So come 2018, we will be in a good stage to know who is who in under each weight category.
Today's Play of the Day comes from the English Premier League. Burnley's Kiwi striker Chris Wood is living up to his reputation with another sensational goal in this morning's 1-0 win over Crystal Palace. The New Zealander finding the net from 35 metres out. That's it from sports. Join Angie later on with weather, and in new media, meet the Aisang, the 3D concept phone. Details after the break.
I'm under a sort of of whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Kano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In new media, what if the Apple iPhone and the Samsung Galaxy series had a baby? And it's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Hope you enjoyed your weekend with few showers disturbing the so-called plans. Well, coming to today, it was sun shower day. This is exactly what we will call today's conditions. The day was split into two weather scenarios. First half of the day was gorgeous and brightly lit, and the other was all rain. Let's take a sneak peek in the west. It was much cloudy with grey clouds hovering. Eastwards from Prakhaba to Suva, a day of mixed conditions with more rain expected for later tonight. And up in Vanuatu, it was a bit cloudy, but eventually it all cleared up. At sea, northeast to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots with moderate to rough seas. And for the tides, high tide tonight will be at 10:23 with a low tide at 4:45. See the beauty of sunrise at 6:05. For tomorrow, well, it seems like light rain will be around for a few more days, so don't forget to tag your umbrellas along. Tomorrow's temps, Ba will be the hottest at 31 degrees. And looking further into Wednesday, we can expect another beautiful sunny day interrupted with light showers. And that's our FBC weather for tonight. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fiji on Pulse today, we asked, do you know why it's important to be counted in the census?
Oh yeah, because I'm a citizen of Fiji and I'm ready for the election.
We are the citizen of Fiji and we want to be recognized, and we also think
that our voice is also heard.
It's important because we can know the population of our country.
It will help in the work that the relevant authorities are doing in determining which developments to be done in which communities. So I think it's really important.
It will help the government in key areas such as health, transport and general infrastructure.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, rockets that will take Americans back to space from U.S. soil for the first time since the retirement of the space shuttle in 2011 can also launch new careers in space science. Recapping the main stories, PM says AG to be his right hand in elections, final warning for beach dimmer exporters, and millions lost to premature deaths. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question, the results from last week, we had asked, is there a split in the SEDELPA party? 69% said yes. This week we are asking, is Sitiveni Rambuka a better party leader than Rote Mumukepa? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day was sent by Tina Pihati. The picture was captured at the Nasese seawall in Suva, a perfect setting to wind down after a hectic day. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
I'm Anare Sorbakroa of Nayabu Wendibuga Telebu. Whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.